It's another call to action from alumni.
We just felt that we needed to push this conversation at the academy, that we needed to come together and write some type of letter and outline steps that we wanted to see as alums taken at the institution.
A very detailed letter including a 10-step action outline demanding the school to include diversity, equity, and inclusion. Alums say the letter has now received more than 700 signatures of support. Some alumni now in a group called Anti-Racist Saints. St. Nansemond's Suffolk Academy was founded in 1966 as a segregationist academy after the Brown versus Board of Education's decision called for schools to integrate.
Letters from the commissioner, the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights in 1968, naming Nansemond Suffolk Academy directly to the Secretary of the Treasurer, saying that there is this segregationist academy called Nansemond Suffolk Academy in Suffolk, Virginia, which is using state money to make an all-white school. This is unconstitutional. What are we going to do about it?
A statement sent to News 3 from NSA's head of schools says, quote, Nansemond Suffolk Academy takes very seriously issues raised by alumni and others in the community regarding how Black and brown students engage with our school today and in the past. At both the staff and board level, we are taking steps to address challenges and identify solutions. When News 3 specifically asked the school if being a segregationist academy was a part of NSA's founding history, we did not get a response. Jasmine Rice, a former student at NSA, now has a daughter who is also attending. Jasmine says while she did have a lot of negative experiences dealing with racism at the school.
My first day of school, I was starting preschool, and I walked over to a student who was actually playing with a kitchen set. And I asked her, I said, "Can I play with you?" And she looked at me and she goes, "I don't play with colored kids." So that was my very first experience at NSA.
She says she also had some good experiences as well, which is why she decided to send her daughter. On the Instagram account Black at NSA, you can find posts from former students, some who wish to remain anonymous, discussing painful memories of the past.
I've seen students call my father the N-word a few times when he was teaching, but strong man, he just brushed it off.
I distinctly remember in high school, there was a teacher, a white teacher, who walked by my lunch table. I was sitting with other Black students, and he said, "You all fought all those years just to segregate yourselves." This teacher was never reprimanded. He was never fired. There was no accountability whatsoever. So these kind of subtle microaggressions were quite normative. They were entrenched into the fabric and the culture of the school.
Some former Black faculty members have also expressed their frustrations with certain issues when it comes to race at the school. A former teacher at NSA who did not want to go on camera shared with me via Facebook, quote, "I am very glad that alumni who have experienced racism are having their stories heard. Like everyone in every institution, NSA is flawed and makes mistakes. On the other hand, there are a lot of great people there and they do a lot of good. I hope that is not overshadowed."
I feel that we just consistently talking all about the horror stories. We're forgetting about what this is really here for in the first place. And that's to help not only the people of color, but a lot of these, white students struggled as well, because when they moved on from these schools, they had to relearn and restructure the way they thinking because they had no diversity.
The group members of Anti-Racist Saints say their efforts will not stop. Right now, the group is actively working to make a network of minority alums mentor minority students. They're also trying to secure scholarship opportunities for Black and brown students as well. In Suffolk, Samantha German, News 3.